Let's talk about another budget-friendly phone today. What we have here is the Tecno Camon 50 4G. This is the base model among the three Camon 50 variants. Among these, you have the Camon 50 Pro and then the Camon 50 Ultra. But since you are here and most likely looking for something more affordable, we'll focus on the Tecno Camon 50 4G. We won't stretch this too long or add unnecessary fillers. Let's go straight to the main point and start with the unboxing. So here's the Camon 50 box. I ordered this online and it actually came with some freebies, including this Tecno gift box, which I believe contains a headset, a cable, and also a SIM card. As you can see from the receipt, I got the unit for 13,999 Philippine pesos, and the freebies included are the Tecno Camon gift box and the SIM card. Let's open the gift box first and see what's inside. These are actually really nice freebies. We have a neckband style headset and a thick braided USB cable. It's a Type-C to Type-C cable and honestly, it looks quite premium. So thank you Tecno for including this. Now let's move on to the main box. Right on the packaging, we can already see some of the key specs. It comes with 6,500 milliamp battery with 5-year durability, which is Tecno's new battery technology that's designed to retain at least 80% capacity even after 1,800 charge cycles. It also supports 45 watts fast charging, features a 1.5K 144Hz AMOLED display, and is powered by the MediaTek Helio G200. Let's open it up. First, we have the phone itself, which we'll set aside for now. Then we get the usual documentation like the manual and warranty card, along with a clear jelly case. Underneath, we have the USB-A to USB-C charging cable and the 45 watts power adapter. And of course, tucked inside, we also have the SIM ejector tool. Can't forget that. Now let's go back to the phone itself. This one is the Nebula Titanium Color variant. It has a matte metallic gray finish, which is really nice since it doesn't easily attract fingerprints. The design is very straightforward, with clean lines that give it a modern and somewhat premium look. Looking around the device, on the right side, you'll find the power button and volume rocker. At the bottom, there's the SIM tray, microphone, USB-C port, and speaker grill. On the left side, there's a one-tap button, which we'll talk about more later. Then up top, you have another speaker, a secondary microphone, and the Dolby Atmos branding. In terms of handling, the phone is comfortable to hold even with one hand. Despite having a 6.78-inch display, it feels lightweight at just 172 grams, and with a thickness of around 7.5 millimeters, it's pretty slim as well. Even though it's made of plastic, it doesn't feel cheap at all. In fact, it feels solid in hand, and there's a sense of durability that you notice more as you use it. Another thing worth mentioning here is that the Camon 50 comes with an IP68 and IP69K rating, which means it's both dust tight and highly resistant to water. This is actually a big plus for a phone in this price range, giving you extra peace of mind for accidental splashes, rain, or even brief submersion. It adds a layer of durability that you don't usually see on most budget-friendly devices. The display is one of the most consistent strengths of the Tecno Camon 50. It features a 6.78-inch AMOLED panel paired with a 144Hz refresh rate, which immediately makes the phone feel smoother compared to many devices in this price range. The resolution, which Tecno markets as 1.5K, is sharp enough for everyday use. Text looks crisp, images come out detailed, and overall, watching videos on this screen is quite enjoyable. The bezels are also decent and fairly even on all sides. including the corners, which is something you don't always get in entry-level devices. So that's definitely a nice touch. With that 144 Hz refresh rate, scrolling through apps feels very fluid, and system animations are responsive. It's one of those features you notice right away, and over time, you start to appreciate it even more. It makes daily interactions feel faster and more refined. That said, it's worth noting that you won't get 144 Hz at all times, since it still depends on whether the apps you're using are optimized to take advantage of that higher refresh rate. Brightness is also good enough for outdoor use. Even under direct sunlight, the screen remains readable, which is very important for day to day usage. Colors are vibrant without being overly saturated, making it ideal not just for watching content but also for light editing. When it comes to streaming, the phone supports Widevine L1, which means you can enjoy full HD playbacks on platforms like Netflix while watching your favorite shows. As for audio, the stereo speakers tuned with Dolby Atmos get reasonably loud and can easily fill a
John,
quiet,
why are many only
mid-sized
birds
room.
heading this way?
There's a bit of depth to the sound, although bass is still on the lighter side. Overall, the focus here is on delivering a solid and
Hey, kids, don't
reliable
worry.
audio
We're gonna be
experience,
all right.
especially for casual video watching or listening to music hands free. There's no audio jack included, so your options would be to use a USB-C to 3.5 mm adapter, go with USB-C wired audio, or simply use wireless earphones via Bluetooth. The Tecno Camon 50 is powered by the MediaTek Helio G200 Ultimate, which places it somewhere between the entry-level and mid-range category. It comes with 256 GB of internal storage and 8 GB of physical RAM, which can be expanded by another 8 GB of virtual RAM, giving you a total of up to 16 GB. For the price, that's already quite generous, and for most users, it's more than enough for everyday use, including storing photos, videos, and apps without worrying too much about space right away. In terms of day-to-day performance, the phone does a good job. Messaging, browsing, and social media apps run smoothly, and switching between apps feels seamless most of the time. The combination of physical and extended RAM definitely helps keep things responsive. For general use, this level of performance is more than sufficient. Within its category, this performance is pretty much what you would expect. It's not built for heavy users or hardcore gamers, but rather for people who want a consistent and reliable experience for everyday tasks. In benchmark tests, the phone scores just a little under 600,000 on Antutu, which is decent for this class, although it would have been nicer to see it break that mark. On the 3D Mark Wildlife stress test, it performs quite well with a 99.4% stability score, indicating that it can maintain consistent performance under load without significant throttling. That said, you'll start to notice some limitations when pushing the device a bit harder. You can play games like Mobile Legends at medium to high settings, although heat buildup becomes noticeable after a while. More demanding apps and heavier games can push the phone beyond its comfort zone, which may result in frame drops and slower performance over longer sessions. This is expected given the hardware, but still worth keeping in mind. I also tried Asphalt Legends with high visual settings at 30 FPS, and the experience was actually decent, with stable frame rates and no major lag during gameplay. Playing Call of Duty Mobile is also manageable, especially on low to medium settings, where gameplay remains smooth and responsive enough for casual play, though you may still notice occasional dips during more intense scenes. As for temperature, after nearly an hour of gaming, the phone does get warm. It's not alarming, but it's definitely a bit warmer compared to some other devices I've tested in this range. One thing to note is the lack of micro SD card slot, which limits your storage expansion options, considering how apps, games, and media files continue to grow in size. This could become a concern for users who store a lot of photos, videos, or record in higher resolutions. Over time, you might need to manage your storage more actively. On the software side, the phone comes with several features, including the One Tap AI button, designed to improve productivity and accessibility. By default, a single press triggers the One Tap Flash memo, which can analyze on screen content, set reminders, capture text, or even summarize information. These are stored through Tecno's AI Mind Hub. And overall, the device leans heavily into AI driven features, from productivity tools to camera enhancements, making the experience more flexible and convenient. Connectivity wise, it's fairly standard for this segment. However, one limitation is the absence of 5G support. While 4G is still reliable and more than usable for most tasks today, not having 5G may affect the phone's long term value, especially as networks continue to evolve. Now for the camera. And this is where the Camon 50 is expected to shine. Tecno markets this as an affordable camera focused smartphone with a Sony sensor, which is something not all phones in this price range can offer. So the question is, does it deliver? The phone features a 50 megapixel main camera, an 8 megapixel ultra wide, and a 32 megapixel front camera. It also comes packed with AI driven features like AI art gallery, flash snap for motion shots, super night mode, super macro, dual video, and even aqua mode, along with several AI tools for post processing. In actual use, daylight shots are reliable. Photos come out sharp with good detail and balanced colors that don't look overly processed. Dynamic range is also decent, preserving both highlights and shadows. However, because of the heavy AI processing, images can sometimes look a bit overdone or slightly cartoonish when you zoom in. Low light performance is better than expected for its price, with usable detail and controlled noise in most indoor or dim conditions. For selfies, the results are generally good with vibrant colors, although there are times when shots can look slightly overexposed and lose some finer details. For video, you can shoot up to 2K at 30 fps with stabilization, while ultra steady mode drops to 1080p but provides better overall stability. Overall, the Camon 50 camera focuses on consistency. It delivers reliable results for everyday use like social media and casual photography. There are minor issues like occasional viewfinder lag and slight delays after processing shots, but for the price, it still stands out as one of the phone's strongest features. For battery and charging, the Tecno Camon 50 offers reliable all-day battery life with its 6,150 milliamp capacity, easily handling typical tasks like social media and video playback without draining quickly. Its 45 watts fast charging isn't the fastest but can fully recharge the phone in about an hour. Overall, the solid battery and adequate charging provide a stable, hassle-free user experience with less need to worry about power. So overall, the Tecno Camon 54G offers a well-rounded experience for its price. You're getting a smooth AMOLED display, reliable all-day battery, and a camera system that stands out with consistent performance. It delivers sharp, natural-looking photos in daylight, decent low-light results for the price, and plenty of AI features that make shooting more flexible and fun. It may not be the most powerful device out there, And there are a few trade-offs like the lack of 5G and expandable storage, but for what you're paying, it delivers solid value. If you're looking for a budget-friendly phone with a strong focus on camera, display, and everyday usability, this is definitely one to consider. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more tech reviews like this. Thanks for watching.